right, thank you again for speaking with me. Go ahead and state your name and tell me your ride. We're right next to each other. What are we looking at?
Hi, I'm Tom. I have a 98 NSX. And, I come to the Honda meet every year to help out my buddy Ryan.
Nice.
And this is kind of the best place to see all the what makes Honda a Honda, in my opinion.
That's right. And we were just talking about that, the Honda of yesteryear versus today. But let's first talk about your car. Why NSX? It's it's a legend. How did you come about finding it? What were you looking for? What were you comparing it against to? And again, how did you end up with it?
Well, the NSX is obviously the pinnacle of a Honda. I've always owned Hondas, and I've only driven all Hondas. So I knew one day that was going to be my dream, is to buy an NSX. So I was fortunate enough to pick up my 98 NA2 about 4 years ago. And it took several years to find the right one. Mm-hmm. So I knew one day I would own one, and I started my search several years ago.
Okay. So people got to be patient, right?
Yeah.
When they're doing their look.
Yeah.
Were you comparing? You said you only drove Hondas, but were there other considerations, or why the NSX and why not, a K series motor or a Honda S2000 or what was your rationale behind it?
The only comparison I had was either a NA2 or the new NC1. That was the only thing.
So big one.
I knew I wanted an NSX. I've worked my whole life for an NSX. It was going to be an NSX. The only thing, like I said, was just deciding new or go older. Yeah. That was it.
Because that has the C32, right?
Right,
yeah,
right.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, I just couldn't pass out my nostalgia of this particular body. This was my dream car in high school. I've had many posters of it. I just went to this. I mean, I drove the new one. I said, yeah, it's fast. It's a new car, but the NA2 just drew me back because that is the NSX in my brain that I picture every day.
And funny, so you have experience, or at least you've test driven the new NSX. Mm-hmm. You have the old one, and you came back to the old one. What is driving, and what does Honda mean to you as a driver's car? And what would you like to say in terms of driving the new hybrid stuff, new technology, and going back to just the pure emotion of some of these older Hondas?
The NA2, what drew me back to the NA2 was it felt like I was driving the car. I had that connection with the car. You feel it in the turns, and comparing to the new car, fast, powerful, but it felt like the computers were kind of helping you drive, making you the better driver. That's why the older cars, it was all you. There was no assist, nothing. It was you. And just that feel, going through the gears and just taking it into the corners, that's why I went back to the older cars. Because that's what's driving.
Yeah, so the driver's experience. And what do you think of Honda's new stuff and the new direction they're kind of going through? We've kind of mentioned with government regulations and EPA and things of that nature, it's getting harder for all manufacturers to make cool, fun stuff. But, Toyota's doing it, GR Corolla, GR86. Why is, Honda they still have their FL5, their Type Rs, but what do you think their direction is and the future of Honda, where the brand is going?
Well, hopefully, with the FL5 and the new Type S Integra, they're kind of going back to some of the lineage that kind of made me fall in love with Honda. Mm-hmm. So they are kind of going in the right direction. So, with the whole regulation and all that safety stuff and emission stuff, I know it makes it hard, but hopefully they go back to the golden years of Honda.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, I miss those the same way.
Yeah.
So let's go back to your search. You said it took several years. You got beautiful Spa Yellow Pearl, same as I, right? How was that? Where did you end up finding this? You don't have to give all the details, but how did you get to this car?
This particular car, Spa Yellow, was actually not my first pick. I just came across this car because of a friend in the NSX forum said, hey, he knew I was looking for an NSX. This one was super clean, garage clean. He says, you have to look at it. I know you didn't want yellow. I went to look at it. It was so clean that, and then I just made up my mind. I couldn't pass it. It was low mileage. Exterior was immaculate. Interior was just You know, the guy, it was basically an investment car. He bought it, left it in the garage. Now he owns several NSXs.
Oh, lucky dog.
Yeah, so basically this was an investment. He bought it years ago, left it in the garage, and that's kind of why. And I made the right choice. I'm happy with the color now.
Okay, good. I appreciate it. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you said, we got the fast colors going on.
Amazing. It's the fastest color, yes.
Now, just a couple more questions. You mentioned that this person bought cars kind of as an investment. He has several NSXs. Must be nice, you know, good, hardworking man. What are your thoughts about cars, especially these internal combustion engine cars, being investments? You know, a part of me feels like it's kind of hindering the car community and getting some of these younger people to kind of delve into it. But what are your thoughts of it?
You know, I mean, cars are always going to have some type of value. I mean, you look at hot rods, look at classics, you know, there's always value depending on whatever kind of brings you back to what excites you. So as investments and stuff like that, you know, I've always wanted an NSX. I'm going to buy an NSX, enjoy it. If I make money, great, but that's not kind of why.
Okay, so
I'm
yeah,
an
you push that
enthusiast.
off to the side,
Yeah.
right? It's more about you wanted it, it's your dream car, it's your
Yeah.
poster car, and you came to it, and you're going to enjoy it. You
Yep,
know,
yep.
I feel freaked out every time I take this out to, you know, a stop sign, and I'm wondering, is someone paying attention behind
Yeah.
me, right? But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you have to just drive it, you have to enjoy it, you know?
The driving and enjoying is key. You know, I know the value of the car, but to me, the value is the experience and driving it and the enjoyment. You know.
I love it. I love that.
Yeah.
Last question. I really appreciate your time. California wants to kind of transition to electrification in the next 15 to 20 years. What are your thoughts of electric cars and the future of the car culture?
I think electrification is good for the environment, but I just think that the technology needs to advance a little more as far as infrastructure and stuff like that. You know, I'm all for it. I just don't think that they should just shove it down our throats immediately. You know, but you know, as transportation wise, I'm all for it. You know, anything better, not better, but to help the environment as transportation, I'm all for it.
Very good. It's very neutral, kind of, you know, as long as it's done right,
Yeah.
you're not necessarily against it. I appreciate it. Go ahead and give out any shout outs, thank yous. You can go ahead and do so now.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank Ryan and the guys at the Honda meet. Again, a phenomenal show again this year. Looking forward to coming back next year.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.